And last week, our Linsey Davis sat down with musician Gatlin to discuss her singing and songwriting process, as well as the pivotal moment she says marked her breakthrough as a queer artist.
Performing cathartic and defiant music, Florida-born musician Gatlin has passed 150 million streams and was recently named Spotify's Glow Spotlight Artist for the month of September. She recently released her new album, The Eldest Daughter, which explores themes of sexuality, femininity, and faith. Let's take a listen. Still gives you joy to watch. Gatlin, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So the song that we just listened to, Florida Man, really explores the relationship between your hometown in Florida and your queerness. Give us a sense of how your lived experience has helped influence your music.
Oh, well, I grew up in Orlando, Florida, in a pretty religious, conservative family, and I just made my way to Los Angeles, California, and I discovered my queerness and who I truly am. And so I wrote this record about kind of coming out and the experience of that and just reckoning with my family and my community back there.
How has music really served as an outlet for you?
Well, I was in therapy and processing a lot of things that had come out in my childhood, and I got to use music as part of that therapy process and that healing process. And yeah.
And your 2021 hit, What If I Love You, which got more than 86 million streams. You've talked before about how you don't want to tie your expectations and value to that one song. How are you now trying to build upon your success, especially with this new album?
Well, I think I just have learned to reach a new level of honesty and being authentic in my music and kind of not really filtering anything to appease anyone. And so this is just even more so going deeper and more vulnerable and kind of not really comparing it to past numbers or data or anything.
And we mentioned off the top about your success recently with Spotify and in September appearing on a huge billboard in Times Square. How did that make you feel? What was your reaction?
I think it was something that I could really point to as, since a kid. That's just such a thing I've always wanted. Oh, Times Square, that is a crazy goal. And
you had that goal.
And I did. I had that goal. I had written down in my manifestations journal. And so that was crazy to look back at, and also just felt like it really solidified me as a queer artist. It felt really just something I could claim for myself, truly.
And I know that you're now living in Nashville, really like line dancing. You've even choreographed line dancing for videos before. What got you interested? Living in LA, actually, I just found this queer line dancing community, and it felt like a reclamation of my Southern roots, but something we could dance to and feel just free and yeah, it's just something outside of music that's like a hobby where I can find joy and community in. Very fun. Gatlin, thank you.
Thank you for
so much for coming on. You can listen to her new album, The Eldest Daughter, wherever you get your music.